and welcome back to another lesson in Monet Cafe, where you can just have your own little private art lesson in the comfort of your home or wherever you are. And today's just going to be a basic sketching, well, it's actually not too basic of a sketching lesson. The previous one that I did was a sketching exercise 1. You may want to review before this one if you're very new to sketching. This one is a little more advanced in that the images are a bit more complicated and have more detail. So what I'm going to do in this one, again, if you've watched the first one, you will have gotten the already the instruction about negative space versus positive space, and also the instruction about how to visually measure and create little points of where your measurements are and where your lines are going to be. So that one, if you're just new to sketching or new to drawing, you may want to watch that one first. But so otherwise, you can just jump right into this one. What I'm going to do in this one, different than the other one. In the other one, I talked through the actual sketching process. In this one, I'm going to just sketch it out, and then I'm going to give some comments at the end. So this may help you to just watch how I work, but also as I work, you may notice I am going to point out, let me go ahead and grab my pencil pen object here. That's way too big. And, oh, that's the eraser. And then as I'm working, I'm going to make little marks. You'll see me moving things around. Like I might visually notice the distance here, and you might see me just make a mark. Or I might notice the negative space here, and you might see me visual or actually mark it in here for you to observe that. Okay, so even though I'm going to be quiet as I'm working, let me erase those things. I'm going to be making visual marks for you to pick up on as I go along. So, all right, here we go, and just observe and enjoy, and then hopefully you can recreate this too. Okay, so that is a general idea of how to measure and visually compare. You noticed I was making marks to hopefully give you ideas of how to just say, wow, look at how close that is to the edge. And, you know, just continue to look back and forth and compare and compare. There's a few other things I would do to this. I started probably getting a little too into it. I would probably lighten some of these lines up and go back and edit. This is a little thick here, but this is just for basic ideas of how to get a pretty valid representation of what you're trying to draw, and a pretty anatomically correct. Whenever we're doing animals or people or even landscapes, we want to have certain things correct as far as the structure of the object or the living creature. So that's just a general idea of how I measure. Again, I'm constantly looking at these negative spaces, and I'm looking at the distance between things, and even the little negative spaces in little spots. You may have noticed me just make that little V there. I was noticing that same angle in that same spot there. And sometimes you would see me just make straight lines. You can also kind of geometrically represent and draw objects too, with just geometric shapes that really help when you're doing sketching and drawing. So anyway, I hope that was beneficial. I'm just doing this one today. Now I'm having fun playing with this fish. But you can go and do the same thing with these. For example, I see not only, you've probably seen that famous artistic thing of, is it a vase or is it a face? Or two faces or a vase in the middle. And this is the same thing applies. We're not only seeing this curve on this side, we're observing this negative space on this side as well, okay? So as you're drawing, you note where it starts, you note the shape, you can kind of, again, geometrically start making the angles that you need to make. Notice how far the point of the nose is out here, and kind of start recreating the same image that you see. So that's just the general idea. You guys can play around with this and have fun. It does take practice, but at the same time, practice is fun. And again, please treat this as your little therapeutic fun time to work on things, and just to enjoy, to escape the pressures of the day and have fun learning something new. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. Keep working at it. Again, I will put in the about section of this video, I will put a printable so that you can copy and paste it and print out the sketching exercise. Thanks so much, and I'm glad you joined me today in Monet Cafe, where it's your place to get creative. Thanks so much, and have a blessed day.